This is a story of double betrayal and infidelity from both couples. Their secret affairs were exposed, family broken with separation. But magically, they had to fix their differences. Do you wish to know how that was made possible? Stay tuned and watch till the end of the story. If real-life stories get you breathless, kindly subscribe to Betrayal and Infidelity Exposed channel for more stories like this. Tshania Duncan was the kind of woman who turned heads without trying. Smart, poised, and strikingly beautiful in an understated way. She had grown up in the leafy suburbs of Greystone Hill. She met Patrick Duncan in her final year at university, and their love story seemed like the kind reserved for old movies and sappy novels. Patrick was ambitious, gentle-spoken, and endlessly charming. He had just landed a banking job, and Tshania was working toward a master's in international relations. They married 2 years later in a small, elegant ceremony. Their first home was a modest 2-bedroom apartment in the heart of Millport, a city known for its buzz and bite. They built their life together brick by brick. By their 7th anniversary, they had moved into a bigger house, and Tshania had landed a job at the Ministry of External Affairs, while Patrick had risen to regional manager at a multinational bank. From the outside, they had it all. But on the inside, something had begun to rot. Cracks in the glass. It started with late nights. At first, it was Patrick working longer hours at the office. Tshania didn't question it. He had always been hardworking, and his promotion came with responsibilities. Then the excuses became more frequent. Meetings ran over. Deadlines loomed. Business dinners stretched past midnight. Then it was her. Her job, too, came with responsibilities. She began traveling Abuja, Nairobi, Johannesburg. She missed dinners, birthdays, anniversaries. The distance grew like a weed between them. They tried. God knows they tried. But intimacy turned into routine. Conversations turned into silence. Laughter became rare. The scent of another woman's perfume on Patrick's collar was the first red flag. Tshania had returned early from a trip to Accra, and as she embraced him in their hallway, a faint, floral fragrance, not hers, lingered on his shirt. She said nothing. The other woman. Her name was Clarice. She was 29, unmarried, and worked as an executive assistant in Patrick's office. Petite, soft-voiced, and wide-eyed, Clarice was everything Tshania wasn't. At least in Patrick's weary, wandering eyes. The affair wasn't planned. It started with drinks after work, long conversations about frustrations, and the shared loneliness of their fast-paced careers. Patrick swore it was emotional at first, then physical, then complicated. By the time Tshania found out, Clarice had already been in his life for 8 months. She didn't find out through suspicion or private investigation. She found out through a text. One rainy Thursday evening, Patrick left his phone on the kitchen counter while taking a shower. Tshania, making tea, heard it buzz. She had never been the type to snoop, but that night, something pushed her. Instinct, maybe, or fate. The message glowed on the screen. I miss you already. Last night was magic. Can't wait to feel your arms again. Love you. It was signed, see. Her heart didn't race. Stilled. Her hands didn't tremble, they clenched. When Patrick returned, wrapped in a towel, she was sitting at the kitchen table with the phone in front of her. He knew. There was no shouting, no broken glass or storming out. Tshania simply asked, "How long?" He answered, 8 months. And with that, the air between them changed forever. Patrick tried to explain. It meant nothing. He was lonely. He missed the way things used to be. Tshania's job, her travels, her emotional absence. He blamed them all. Tshania listened in silence. Then she packed a bag and left. She stayed with her younger sister for a month while trying to figure out what came next. She considered divorce. She considered forgiveness. She considered everything. Patrick, to his credit, ended the affair. He blocked Clarice, transferred to a different branch, and started therapy. He called Tshania every day. He sent flowers, letters. He begged. Tshania returned home, but things were never the same. Just as they started to rebuild, Tshania's own secret began to unravel. During her long travels, she had formed a connection with a colleague, Dr. Lionel Eid, a visiting diplomat from Sierra Leone. At first, it was nothing more than friendship, then emotional comfort. Then, in a moment of vulnerability in Nairobi, it became physical. Once was enough. Tshania had buried it deep. She had convinced herself it didn't matter. But guilt is a seed that always blooms. When Patrick found an old email between her and Lionel while using her laptop, he exploded. His hurt was volcanic, his pride scorched. How could she, after everything? She tried to explain, tried to say it was only once, that she came back to him, that she never loved Lionel. But to Patrick it was betrayal, equal and opposite. For weeks they lived like strangers under one roof. Passive aggression turned to open hostility. Old wounds festered. New ones opened. It was therapy that saved them, barely. Took 2 years of hard, painful work. Individual therapy, couples therapy, weekend retreats. Rebuilding trust was like stacking glass, one wrong move and it shattered. But they did it. Not perfectly, not easily, but honestly. Today, they live in a quiet neighborhood in Harpsfield. Patrick switched careers and now runs a consulting firm. Tshania took a sabbatical and is working on a memoir. They still hurt. Some nights are harder than others. But they've learned how to talk. How to be naked emotionally. How to show up. Infidelity nearly broke them. But it also stripped away every illusion and forced them to rebuild something real. People think love is about perfect compatibility. It's not. Love is surviving the things that were meant to destroy you, and choosing each day to stay anyway. And in that messy, broken, vulnerable space, Tshania and Patrick found each other again. Thank you for watching. If this story got you, kindly subscribe to this channel and leave your thought about this story on the comment section. We would love to hear from you.